What's up, everybody? I'm Dave Miranda, and this is episode 144 of Just Give Me 5. I hope you guys are doing great, continue to be amazing. We got a really great show lined up for you today. But first things first, I need you to hit that like button, I need you to hit that subscribe, and I need you to spread the word about Just Give Me 5, all right? Now, if you guys caught episode 143, you saw we had none other than my man Chris Notes, and let me tell you, C-Note is how I always remember him. You know what I'm saying? Meeting him way back in the day. Like I said, man, we used to rock shows at the Big Fish Pub. You know what I mean? That was like, if you were a local MC in the scene, like, you definitely rocked at the Big Fish Pub back in the day. You know, there was, from Mason Jar, you know, and then we talked about O'Malley's. There was a ton. Like, the scene was so, it was fresh, but it was just so pure, you know, at the time. And we didn't have social media, so you really had to, in order to get, you know, any kind of recognition, you had to really get out there, shake hands, you know, and rub shoulders with people. And so that's how I met Chris, you know, and from the day I met him, man, he just was always solid, still a solid human being, man. Very talented, he's got a great story. And, you know, we were just so happy to have him on the show, man. So make sure you guys watch episode 143. All right. But today's guest is one of the dopest DJs and the coolest cats in the Arizona scene. We're going to talk about what inspired him to become a DJ, as well as being a part of AOTA, Avenue of the Arts, working in radio, some memorable moments, and so much more. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you DJ Psychopat.
What's going on, y'all? My name is DJ Psychopat, and all I'm saying is just give me 5. Probably at the age of maybe 14. So I had a cousin that actually had a pair of decks, La Vestex, in California, man. So he had it, and you know, he was playing around with it, and I was like, whoa, what is this? Like, yeah. And after that, I brought it back to Arizona, and I was like, man, all I thought about was like, man, what was he doing? He was scratching, and he was like blending, and he was doing all sorts of stuff. And by then, 14, I was like, man, I got to figure out how to like get a pair of turntables and stuff. You know what I mean? Even with hip hop music, you know what I'm saying? I've heard Rocket, you know what I mean? Things like that with scratching with DJs. I was always interested in it, but I didn't know what the DJs looked like, you know what I mean? So like, you know what I mean? So it was just guys like scratching and stuff. 100%. Until like I found out about like those turntable TVs about the guys in the Bay Area, DJ Qbert. You know what I mean? They looked just like me, fam. You know what I mean? They were Filipino, you know what I mean? All in the hip hop. And so I was like, man, I think I could do that. You know what I mean? Like, so I kind of like really worked my way into it, you know what I mean? At first, I learned turntablism backwards, man. Oh, yeah. Explain. Yeah, so I had a friend that lived in Mesa. He had a pair of like belt drive turntables, like really old school, you know what I mean? With the pullback and nothing at all. Right. He had a Radio Shack mixer, you know what I mean? Yeah. When he hooked it up and when we were scratching, he hooked it up backwards, man. So, you know what I mean? So the input was so the fader was backwards. Oh, wow. So you know what, back in the day we didn't have the internet to tell us how to set it up. You know what I mean? There's nothing to like show us how to do it. So not even anyone to like go up to, point it out to us. So exactly. You know, I was scratching for a good maybe like 6 months, 7 months like that. You know what I mean? Like backwards. You know, I learned a little bit until I got like my own stuff, and then I bought my own techniques and stuff. I worked odd jobs and stuff. So
I gotta ask though, when was the moment that you realized that this was you know what I mean? This wasn't the right.
I would say by the time I got like 15 years old, 16 years old, I figured like, man, this is what I really wanted to do. So that's when I got those techniques, man. Right. You know, I got a pair of like, I think my first one was like a Gemini Scratchmaster or whatever. You know what I mean? And I was still setting it up backwards, you know what I mean? And then till I went to like, I saw videos and I heard about these guys in the Bay Area called Bulletproof Scratch Hamsters. Okay. It was like DJ Flair and all those guys in the Bay Area. Yeah. They were making what was called, now they call it a hamster switch, where it was a switch where they took what I was doing and it flipped the fader. So the fader was exactly the way I had it backwards on, you know how I set it up backwards.
Right.
But they did it on purpose. So they were scratching hamster just like me, man. And I had like no idea, you know, until I heard about that hamster switch. And then until then, that like unlocked a whole bunch of things for me. And I mean, I went to high school with DJ Element.
Yes.
And yeah, every day from probably my sophomore year to junior year, man, all that, I would go to his house on the res and just cut it up. Like what I love about Arizona the most is there's like a really bunch of like great DJs out here that came out here. So yeah, 100%, you know what I mean?
And the beauty about it, what I love about out here too, is that the DJ community sticks together.
That's what I love about
They
that
stick.
too.
I mean, because I was in, you know, obviously I was an MC, and the hip hop scene did not stick
Well,
together
yeah,
at a time.
yes,
you know what I mean?
yes.
It was kind of, it was more cutthroat in a little bit. Now it's gotten a lot better, of course.
Very much so, very
but
much so.
the DJ community has always been.
Yeah, very much so, man. Like all those guys, I have so much respect. M2, you know what I mean? Tricky T, all those guys, Pixter. There's so many great, Daryl D.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I was just like, and I just wanted to be up to par with those guys. You know what I mean? I just wanted to be dope like them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, every time I see Chris Villa, you know what I mean? My guys from my crew, Avenue of the Arts, Les, Bless, those guys are just like insanely great DJs. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to keep up, man. So, I mean, even Robbie Rob working at Circles. You know what I mean? Like. Back in the day, that's how I grew up. Like we were buying records still, going to Swell, you know, big up to that Swell, seeing fashion at Swell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Seeing, you know what I mean, now old style rock.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just hip hop stuff. Like Arizona was just like.
It was just we were in the moment. So
For
it's
sure,
like, you
for
know,
sure,
we
you know what I
wasn't,
mean?
we didn't know, we thought it was going to be forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when Circle shut down, I mean, I still bug out seeing that it's a snooze now.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. Tower Records on Mill.
Records,
like,
man,
stuff like
you
that,
know,
man.
all that stuff. So now from then on, you started, so do you remember when you like actually had your first gig?
I was, probably like 17, man. I was probably doing just like house parties. Yep. Little, I was able to do some high school events and stuff, you know what I mean? Like lunches, they would let me set up during lunch and just cut it up and stuff. And
Nice.
Yeah. So that was the beginning of that stuff, man. And you know, I would always see hip hop around the valley on Mill, you know what I mean? Like we'd go on Mill Ave and just see guys freestyling, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's when everybody would cruise Mill, you know, in the 90s. You know, yeah, man, it was just such a different time. And you got to remember that there was no, you know, there was, like we said, there's no social media. So you had to really get out and rub shoulders, shake hands, look people in their eyes, like, you know, get out in these streets. And I mean, that in itself is something that doesn't exist much anymore. But it's something that I feel that, you know, it helped a lot of us.
Oh, 100%. Like being in the moment, you know what I mean? Not worrying about like how cool we, you know what I mean? Being at the place, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just enjoying what we had. And I mean, the things that we grew up at, like the hip hop that we grew up in was just undeniable, man. Like all the DJs, MCs, you know what I mean? So it's just like.
When you saw, okay, so now coming from that era, right? When you saw the change, right? Like Serato and everything started to come. How did you feel?
At first I was, you know, hesitant, of course, you know what I mean? Vinyl everywhere. I was a vinyl. Carrying crates, asking my homies to carry crates with me. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was hesitant at first, but then I look at technology as like if we don't advance it, you know what I mean? And then like the stuff that we have now with versus controllers versus vinyl, I love what we have that's coming up in the future. It's just making us as better DJs. The DJs that are coming up now are like 13, 12, but they're like world champions, you know what I mean? Like the DMC champion right now, I believe he's like 19 years old and he's won 3 championships already right now. Yeah, so it's insane, bro.
Because you get some guys, you know, that are like, you know, we're at a point where it's like almost like everybody can DJ now, right? 100%. So it's kind of oversaturated, 100%. And you know everybody can be a star now, you know, and you've been in without paying dues in a sense, right? But I feel like you said, man. I mean, you know, there's something for everybody, right?
100%.
You know, we can't constantly live in the dinosaur days, man.
No, yeah. And even I mean, I have some homies that are still purists to this day that are, you know, great DJs and hesitant to like, you know, move. But I still have much respect for them just because they built that, they paved that way for us, man. You know what I mean? So. 100%.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. And then so as of today, like what do you love most about, like, just the whole DJ culture today?
I just like the progression of it, and I like that the kids are like starting to see the art form of it. You know what I mean? Obviously there is the EDM guys that they see the glorified, you know what I mean? We're not the DJs in the back front anymore. We're the DJs right in front, festival style, you know what I mean? It's great that we get that recognition now, but I'd like for guys to kind of just like, kind of get the roots, you know what I mean? Get a nice foundation, because we all can learn, you know what I mean? Like, so,
Yeah.
and that's where I think like, now that's where I'm at with my DJing stuff. I think I want to just progress and teach others as well as continue to do my thing and progress, you know what I mean? So. Well, ever since I was younger, I grew up in Arizona, and I knew Om was a good family friend of mine. But yeah, we know each other since teenagers, man. And I've seen him with Avenue, the guys that he's rolled with. I have much respect for them, with Les, even with Conrad before the whole, like, dude, we all were just AOTA was one big group that I looked up to in Arizona, you know what I mean? Because they were holding it down, man. And 2000, and I think it was about 2007, I was inducted into Avenue with Mouse. Me, Mouse, and Ray were that class of 2007 that we got into Avenue. And then, but I've been doing stuff with Ohm and stuff, and Bless and all that stuff, like scratching and stuff, but nothing official. Like, but once they put me down with the crew, man, I was just like, oh yeah, I would gladly represent that collective. All those guys at Il Al, you know what I mean? They're just great dudes.
Like you and I talked off camera for years. I always thought you and Ohm were blood cousins.
Yeah, we're pretty much fam. You know what I mean? Yeah, pretty much, man. That's my guy, man. That's we grew up since teenagers, bro. Going through from high school, he would pick me up because he's older than me. So pick me up, take me around to this hip hop shows, and
right. And then when he started emceeing, it's like, did you ever get a chance to like DJ for him?
Oh, for sure. Not in the earlier part because he had Blessed, you know what I mean? But as I got into Avenue, we did more shows together. We would make our own sets, you know what I mean? So yeah, definitely. And then, that was a great feeling, you know what I mean? Rocking with your family, pretty much. So.
And just AOTA in general, man, is just such a huge staple in the hip hop community out here. Everything about them is Arizona. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's the foundation. It's all the elements.
Yeah, exactly. Like their name says it all. Avenue of the Arts.
It just does. And nah, man, I think that's great. So when you got down with them, what were you guys doing? Like, was there like so you said inductee? So did they have was it like a party?
Yeah, they kind of like there was a barbecue pretty much. Yeah, they had a barbecue. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, they just saw that we had a lot of potential, that we really wanted to get down with Avenue, you know what I mean? And we had like something to share with them. So we're like, hey man, we would love to share our talents with y'all, and just like family. So, and that's what I love about Avenue, because we are like family right now. All those guys, we go to each other's functions, you know what I mean? So,
and everybody. And it's like, because like with Les, I've known Les since college, right? Yeah. So we went to South Mountain Community College. I met him in '02, and at the time, he was just Luis. Like he wasn't like, and I wasn't really in the scene. I came in the scene in '03, like a year later, right? Yep. So a year like a year or two later, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm at a show I'm on the bill for, and he's there with Anglo. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, Dave, and he's like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So but the reason I say that is because I just love the fact that it's such a wide variety of different crews in one. Yeah. It's like you guys are kind of like our native tongues.
Oh, that's a great way to look at it, bro. That's
you know what I'm saying? Like where you had De La, Tribe, Black Sheep, you know what I mean? Like it's just, I felt like you guys are like our native tongues, and so important to the culture, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you also engineers, right? You graduated.
Yep. I went to Conservatory of Recording Arts and Sciences. Yes. Yep. I went. I engineered. I'll do that. I got to do. I got an internship in Sony Studios in LA. I did that for about a year.
How was that, man?
Insane, fam. Yeah, I got to run a couple sessions. I've kept in contact with the engineers that used to work there. Now those engineers are doing really, really big things now. The last engineer was on Kanye's last album. You know what I mean? So all the people that I met along the way, like just that's why this hip hop thing is just I'm so grateful for it. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
Did you what was like one, did you have a session like a,
Yeah. So well, I started off there as a runner, man, and
now for the people that don't know, what's that mean?
so a runner is someone in the studio back in the day when studios weren't able to transfer files electronically like email. You would literally have to take a DAT tape or a whatever, like that reel, and take it to the studio and transfer it from studio to studio with it from sessions. So I was a runner, you know what I mean? So I was going through all different studios in LA doing different things. This one day I was just sitting around and Rich Homie Quan, or no, Rich Boy, the one who did Throw Them D's on It.
Oh, yeah. Oh gosh, man. Yeah.
I think it's Rich Boy something.
Rich Boy. Yeah.
But yeah, so I was sitting in like the waiting area, and then I was a runner, so they were like, "Hey man, you know how to like roll up some weed and shit?"
Yeah.
I said, "Bro, yeah, I'll do whatever, bro." He's all, "Roll, can you roll this up for us?" And I was like, "Shit, yeah." Rolling it up.
Right.
And then after that, they were like, "Hey man, come into the session, bro." You know what I mean? You know, like eventually I got into the session and chilling and like knowing my place, and then I was like, dude, I could do this all day long. You know what I mean? Like, and then eventually they got trust in me. I would clean the studio. I got to run my own sessions. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, man. Eventually, my internship ended, and then I had to move back to Arizona, where my family was at the time. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But it was in Santa Monica, California.
What an experience, though. You know, like to be out there. I mean, this is Sony.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, man. That's great, man. And then, cause the conservatory out here, a lot of people don't realize that, but it's very, very well known.
Very much so. Yeah.
People come from like New York.
No, yeah.
here
Yep.
to
Yep.
go to this conservatory.
And some of our graduates have gone like to New York and gone to those big studios and just ran it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's pretty dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a dope experience. You know, I still use a lot of my engineering till today. When I got back to the radio, I use it over there. So it's like, I still use it all the time now, so. All right, so it was 2000 and I believe 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 2010. I did my first internship at Power.
Yep.
At the time it was Power, I think it was 92, or it might have been 98 already.
Yeah.
98.3, I remember.
think that changed in 08.
Yep, because I think at the time Carly was the PD, Carly Hustle. So yeah, I did my internship there 2010. I worked till about, my first time I cracked the radio airwaves was July 4th. So July 4th, 2010 was the first time Chris Chavez, my PD at the time over there, he let me on air and was like, he found out I DJ'd and stuff. I don't really tell people that I DJ until whatever, you know what I mean? But when I got into the radio station, I was like, fuck, I mean, why not? You know what I mean? So I was like, and I always looked up to the on-air mixers, M2 and all that stuff. I've always wanted to do that. So I was like, well, why not give it a shot, dude? And so.
Right. It's radio. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, so what were some of the shows? Because I the one that I remember the most that you were a part of was Rhyme and Reason.
Oh, for sure. Yep. So that was, so after I did my debut at Power, they canceled the mix show right after I did 4th of July. And I was like, I was really bummed, you know what I mean? So, yeah, but they were like, hey man, I know this guy over there at the Beat. His name is Matlocks.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'll go over there. And so I interviewed with Matlocks, and Matlocks is like, I know who you are. And I was like, you do?
Right.
Yeah, you know, Matlocks is such a figure, you know what I mean? For him to know who I was, he's all, yeah, you DJ, right? And I was like, yeah. He's all, yeah. So he's all, yeah, I'll put you on my team, man. So I started off in production over at the Beat. I did that for a little while, and then Matt's like, dude, I think you're ready. Like, let's get you on Rhyme and Reason. Yeah. And I've always looked up for, you know what I mean? That was my thing, underground hip hop, you know what I mean? Like, that was just right up my alley. And then for him to like believe in me and to put me on like that, and I was like, a stamp of approval from Matt, I was like, bet, like, put me on. So me, Fact, I think it was Les at the time. And then I think every once in a while, Tricky T would come in, but yeah, I did. But yeah, I was on that for Man, we had such a good run, man.
Oh, absolutely. Because prior to Rhyme and Reason, it was Friday Night Flavors.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's when
100%.
I was on, and I used, you know, and like that, and then that was, you know, obviously when the time that I came on, it was when I was rocking on when I had rocked on there was Squeak
Yep,
Boogie
Squeak,
and
yep,
Matlocks. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, you know, at that, and then when Rhyme and Reason came, it was Rock Knowledge.
Rock
And
was up,
Matlocks. You
yep,
know,
yep.
and yeah, it was just such a dynamic show, man.
Yeah.
What are some memories you got?
Man, I got tons of them, man. So, yeah, man, like every time I would look, man, there would be either like someone in Matt's office, Razkaz, you know what I mean? Little brother would be just chilling, you know what I mean? Rocka Our Science.
Right. Brothers Ramses.
Yeah, Ramses, yeah, exactly. And that was a connection that I had. Man, I've done concerts with Dilated, and then me and Rocka are wearing like the same exact outfit, and we would look at each other like, dog, like, yeah. I was just like, and everyone that I looked up to, man, like in radio, Manic Hispanic, Alex Santa Maria, you know what I mean? Lady Law, all those guys were just like, I was able to work with them. Jack Morales, you know what I mean? R-Dub.
Right.
Yeah, I was just like, man, yeah, I just absorbed as much as I could from each and every one of those people, and I got a lot, you know what I mean, like they knew that I mix, and so I got the respect from, you know, them, and they're like, you doing your thing, and I'm like, dude, it was a great time, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, radio was such a blessing in my life, dude, like to find that as well.
Yeah, man. And then I remember my big bro, man, God rest his soul, Dave New York.
Yeah, oh man, that was probably one of my best interviews, and like one of the best people that I've like got to meet and stuff. Yeah, he just was a genuine person. Every time he came to town, he would check up on us, you know what I mean? He would call the station and be like, hey man, can we go get to lunch? Can we grab some bite to eat? He would tell us about Jay, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And then he was managing Bishop.
Yep, Bishop, yep. I got to meet him as well. Yep, Bishop Lamont. Man, it was just awesome. I got to even DJ for Charlie Tuna while I was doing, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that, like things like.
On the air?
No, we were doing a benefit thing, man. So I was doing a benefit tour for some guy named Noah. Kinetic Source is a rapper from Ozamatli, and his son passed away, and we were doing a benefit show for him. So I was gonna DJ for Kinetic Source, and then he was like, hey man, I'm gonna get Charlie Tuna to come down here, and I was like, word? He's all, yeah. He's gonna come to rehearse with us for a couple of days. Is that cool if he comes in like to your house and rehearse with you?
Wow.
I was like, Charlie Tuna come to my lab and be like, yeah. So yeah, he came. Yeah, I was like, she came over, man, and we set up a playlist, and I was like, man, I'm in the fucking lab with Charlie Tuna right now, man. You know what I mean? And he was like looking over my shoulder and just like, you know what I mean, just teaching me things, and I'm just like, man, like, how much cooler could this be, bro? Like, you know, and. Yeah. Things like that, looking up to these DJs, Babu, all the fucking beat junkies, you know what I mean? And being able to work with some of them now, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, having that connection, you know what I mean? Red Matic and all those guys,
100%.
You know?
And then even, you know, so I had so much respect for the radio. I think it was 2000 and I would say maybe 12, 13. Rhyme and Reason was featured for the Wake Up Show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So we got a segment. Me, Jabba One, Les, and I think it was myself. Yeah, we all got to be featured on the Wake Up Show, man. And so,
how amazing was that?
Yeah, it was like a full circle. You know what I mean? Like listening to the Wake Up Show and then being featured on the Wake Up. Like, dude, like man, like that was.
And then, did they like shout you out?
For sure. Revolution. Yeah, man. Listen, he was King Tech was just like, man. You guys, he gave us a stamp of approval, and we were like, he's all Matlocks, for you to have all these DJs like on your radio show, and for you to be like, Rhyme and Reason is doing a good thing. So, yeah, that was a good run that we had for the. Awesome. Yeah, great run, bro.
What do you think was it that stopped Rhyme and Reason? Was it? Like
I think, a little bit of politics and just a little bit of changing of the time. You know what I mean? Like at the time. Streaming started coming along, and you know what I mean? So it's different medias, but man, it was just awesome. But yeah, like that, my whole radio thing, yeah, I've got to work, like I said, legends. And the greatest legend I probably worked with was Super Snake.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. God rest his soul, man.
Yeah,
you know?
That man had so much belief in me, and I was just like so very thankful for him. You know what I mean? Like
DJ Psychopat, what up, player? Woody woo! That's my boy Psychopat. That dude is dope. Y'all hear him? That's my dude. That's my dude right there. I might have Psychopat mix too for me. I don't know. No, we just do it. We just put it together. We just do whatever. You know, have a little fun. Have a little fun.
he came along and was our PD, and then from the get, I was kind of nervous to meet him. You know what I mean? I've heard a lot about Snake.
Pretty
and-
intimidating
yeah,
guy.
pretty- yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? It's a legend,
Yep,
you know?
yep.
And he was so straightforward.
Very
you know,
much
if
so,
he
very
wasn't
much
rocky
so.
with you, he'd let you know.
Very
But
much
at the
so.
same time, he would give you like constructive criticism.
Very much so, very
It
much
wasn't like
so.
just get out of my face.
So when he put me on, he was just like, "Hey kid, like I hear you on air, and I heard you in the morning." He's all, like, keep rocking it, you know what I mean? And so once I get that, and like he believes in me, and then he would shout me out like that, my boy Psychopat, you know what I mean? Like just stamp of approvals and stuff like that. We were doing the lowrider car show one year, and then he was all, "Hey kid, you ready today?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's all, "Just bring your bag and DJ stuff to the car show. We're gonna have a surprise for you or whatever." I was like, "All right, cool, Snake, cool." So we get to the car show, we were setting up and stuff, and then he's all, "Hey, I'm gonna introduce you to someone. You're gonna be DJing for them tonight." And I was like, "Word? Like, who's on the line?" And I was like looking at like, and it was like Baby Bash. I was like, "Oh, word?" I was like, "All right." And then so he was like, "Let me introduce you to Bash," and he's all, "Bash is Psychopat. He's gonna be DJing for you tonight." And Bash was like, "Let's get it, let's get it." You know what I mean? Yeah. So me and Bash and his team, we went over the set list, and then yada yada. We went through this. Once we got on stage and I felt a little bit more comfortable, I was dropping in and out, and he would look back and be like, you know what I mean? Like, no, like, yeah, I was like, that's when I knew, like, man, I'm at Cardinal Stadium in front of all these people rocking with Bash, man, like, just like stuff like that, bro. Yeah, all because of Snake, man, you know what I mean? Like, he put me on, so, but yeah, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, you know what I mean? Like, it was a great, great feeling, brother. All right, so after the radio thing, I'm still doing the radio every once in a while right now. I made a transition. I started teaching, man. So I made this I made this little program called Turnstiles DJ Training. Yeah. And instead of like a DJ school, I kind of wanted to I look at DJ more like sparring. You know what I mean? Like if someone can teach you the ways and show you the basics, you know what I mean? It's just like sparring, you know what I mean? And they'll get their own, like have a good foundation that you build for them, but then they'll have their own style, you know what I mean? That's so, I've taught maybe over 50 some students now, man. Like, and some of the students that are in your clubs right now, I've taught now. And I go to the clubs and I see them rocking, and I hear them and I see what they're doing. I'm like, man, like I taught them that, and it's like a good feeling, brother. You know what I mean? It's a great feeling now. It's like, it's the other side now, like that I'm cultivating hip hop and like, seeing that grow, it's a weird feeling, but it's yeah, man.
Beautiful, man. And so where are you?
So I used to teach out of Trill when Trill had the first location. Then I would teach out of the Jukebox Dance Studios in Mesa. Then eventually I started privately teaching out of my own crib, out of the studio. I haven't had any students lately just because I've taken some time I've kind of changed career paths. I went to another industry. I went to the marijuana industry.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went to that side, and
what do you do? Are you just work like dispensaries?
yeah, I'm a wholesale manager over at the flower shop in Ahwatukee, man. So
Okay.
yeah, I got into that side. I started off learning just inventory from one of my students that I've taught.
Wow.
Yeah. I asked him like, "Hey man, what do you do for a living?" And he's all, "I'll teach you if you teach me." I said,
teach
yeah.
one, man.
So he got me into that. And yeah, man, now I'm just
You enjoying it?
oh yeah, it's a different pace.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's the same type of hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If the drive is there and you like are willing to do it, you can succeed in that too. I mean,
Absolutely, man. So they can and when they can hear you on radio now, where are you at?
I'm at 101.1 The Bounce still.
Okay.
Every once in a while, I'll jump on air and they'll ask me to do some events for them and stuff. So. Oh man, it feels really great, brother. Like from all the things that from the love that I felt from everyone, all the support, man. It's a great feeling, man. Like, and especially coming from hometown crowd, it's really awesome, man. It's a great feeling. My family, friends. I have so much support from my loved ones, you know, my kids, my girl, you know what I mean? Lots of support from everybody, brother. What's up, y'all? This is DJ Psychopat. Thank you for having me. That was my 5.
And there you have it. Man, shout out to my man Pat, you know what I'm saying? DJ Psychopat has always been a solid human being, man. You know, I've known Pat for, gosh, we're going on, what, 15, 16 years now. You know, he'll always remember him from Rhyme and Reason. Always good energy, just a good soul, man. You know, always full of smiles. And, you know, he's got a great story, you know, and Pat, you know, I wish you nothing but the best, my brother. You know, continued success. I'm so happy to see you teaching the youth. You know, like I said, each one teach one. It's just a beautiful thing to witness, man. You know, the progression, you know, and just seeing us grow, man. It's all about elevation, you know what I mean? So I wish you the best, my brother, and absolutely nothing less. Make sure you guys are following him on social media. And shout out to my brother Jimmy Nelson on the camera. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. All right. Well, this was definitely one for the books. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, though. Till next time, stay tuned, stay blessed, stay healthy, and just give me 5, y'all.
Everything you get, you got the